Days Gone is the best game that I've played all year. Let's talk about that. Days Gone is an action-adventure survival horror game developed by SIE Bend Studio and is currently exclusive to the PlayStation 4. You play as a former outlaw turned drifter, Deacon St. John. It's been over 2 years since the start of the zombie outbreak, and the world is no longer as we know it. Resources are running low, the population has plummeted, and even those we trust, we have to keep an eye on. Whilst there are still settlements, or as the game refers to them as camps, around the world, Deacon and his best friend Boozer, or the Booze Man, live outside of the camps fending for themselves and occasionally doing jobs for the camps in exchange for resources. Without going into too many spoilers, story-wise, your aim is to survive the zombie hordes, otherwise known as the Freaks, collect bounties by killing freaks, carry out jobs for the camps in exchange for camp credits, and work out a better way to survive. Now, enough explained the game, time to get into what I thought about it. Going into this game, I had a bit of knowledge about it. When the game was released, I watched Kokan just stream over on Twitch play approximately 12 to 16 hours of it. By this point, I was really invested in the game and decided that I wanted to play it myself. Due to this, going into the playthrough, I did have some prior knowledge about the story, though I'd forgotten some of the smaller details and a couple of the medium details as well, as I was playing it about a year and 4 months later. But importantly, I knew the beginning of the game was going to be a bit slow, but more on that later. Overall, I was really excited to play through Days Gone and was expecting it to be an amazing experience. So, what did I think about the game? I actually loved the game. From start to finish, I kept wanting to play more, explore the world, and dive deeper into the story and lore. The side missions were a lot of fun, and whilst many fit the same template, they were varied enough that it kept each one different and unique. The world itself was absolutely beautiful. There were a number of different environments, and there were obvious differences to each area. Some of the map was up in the peaks with thick snow, some areas deep in the forest with overgrown vegetation, and some run-down, abandoned urban environments. Now, the gameplay itself. What are the two things you want in a zombie apocalypse? Weapons and a quick way to get around. Well, this game has both. There's an assortment of different rifles, pistols, shotguns, heavy weapons and crossbows in the game, all available to the player as they progress through the story. I mainly just used pistols, rifles and crossbows throughout a large portion of the game, as with an attached silencer they allowed me to use a stealthy playstyle throughout, which is personally more my style. I did end up switching up later in the game to using a heavy machine gun and automatic rifle due to the increase in large hordes of zombies and the introduction of some larger freaks. I mean, just look at this guy. One of the coolest aspects of the game was your mode of transport. Getting from A to B did not involve hours of walking back and forth on foot, trying to outrun freaks and marauders, no. Instead, you were given a sick motorbike. This motorbike was not only a great way of getting around, but you could also purchase ammo packs to put on your bike later in the game, so if you ran out of ammo while on quests, you could quickly restock ammo. Something I constantly forgot to do. There were also mechanics around the world who not only repair and fill up your bike with fuel, but sell you upgrades for your bike to make it better. And also respray your bike with a variety of colours, decals, and even some pre-created skins. For most of the game I actually used a God of War skin, but there were some really cool skins like the Death Stranding skin. Now for some issues I found with the game, which honestly were very few. For those of you who've either played the game or watched the game, you may have different opinions, but this is just aspects which I personally think could have been better. The biggest one being the start of the game. From watching and playing the start of the game, I found it relatively slow and lackluster. You only have access to one camp, and honestly it's the worst camp of all. There isn't much character to it, the missions you get aren't very special, and the guy who runs the camp, Mark Copeland, is just kind of annoying. He also runs a kind of radio show, Radio Free Oregon, which honestly I skipped every time it came on. My other complaints for the game were rather minor. I wish there was more customization to the weapons. The only attachment available is a silencer. It'd been cool to add things like a extended mag, maybe some stocks, maybe different sights, just to have something more to spend your money on, because I found towards the end of the game you kind of ran out of things to buy. Sure, you'd buy ammo, but it was super cheap and I never needed to work for the money, if that makes any sense. So that'd be one thing that'd change. As well as this, as strange as it to say, there were too many scattered zombies in some areas. I mainly found this in the beginning of the game, so maybe it's just me being new to it, but I found it hard sometimes when I came to a location to find somewhere to park my bike. I would turn up to the mission objective, but I would want to park at a far enough distance that the enemy wouldn't notice me, but close enough that I didn't have to run for miles. I was finding that there were just zombies scattered around the area which would just aggro on me and attack me, which would either alert the enemies that I'm trying to stay safe from, or just make it an annoying experience trying to clear them all out. Whilst it's obviously part of being in a zombie apocalypse, it happening every time was slightly annoying, although, as I said, it only really happened at the start of the game. Now, onto my final thoughts of this game and overall what I thought about it. I absolutely love this game. It's the best zombie survival game that I've ever played, and I have to say it's probably my favourite game that I've played all year, beating out both God of War and Assassin's Creed Odyssey. At the end of every stream, all I wanted to do was keep going and play more. I wanted to explore more, find out the cause of the zombie apocalypse, and see what crazy stuff Deacon St. John was going to get up to next. To put a score to this game, I would have to say a 9 out of 10. The only thing missing for me and stopping it getting 9.5 out of 10, as I personally think it's pretty much impossible for a game to get 10 out of 10, is that replayability factor. As I said, I had a lot of fun playing the game and will probably go back to Platinum the game. But I don't see myself returning to the game on a fresh save for at least 4 to 5 years. There aren't that many things that you can do differently in a second playthrough, which is why I think Days Gone misses out on that top score for me. Now, would I recommend this game? Hell yeah, I would. I've had so much fun playing this game. Going off the average length of my YouTube VODs, this game took me about 48 hours to complete, and I was having fun at pretty much every single moment. I purchased this game on sale a while ago for about £20, so going off the generic metric of £1 for 1 hour of gameplay, definitely got my money's worth. If you see it on sale on either the PlayStation Store or your local game store, I would say grab it and get ready for an epic adventure. Thank you for watching my Days Gone review. If you enjoyed, please rate, comment and subscribe. If you want to see me playing through games like this one live, be sure to check out my Twitch channel, Mr_Snoblar, link down below. And if you want to support me further, be sure to follow me on social media, also linked below. And finally, have you played Days Gone? Or seen a playthrough of the game? What do you think about it? And did your opinions differ from mine? Be sure to let me know in the comment section down below. And of course, keep up the good vibes. I'll see you next time.